Growing up, I lived in a small town and went to a small Christian church, went there most of my life, went to a Christian school. When I was 11, my dad passed away. My mom and I moved away, and my brother, we moved to a different town, and she got remarried. When I was 15, I was at church camp, and I was in the middle of a service, and I got pulled out to be taken home to find out that my brother had passed away. My faith, I had already, after my dad had passed away, I started getting shaky in my faith and wasn't all there spiritually. And then after my brother, I decided, a loving God can't do this to me, so he must not really be what he says he is, what other people say he is. And I gave up on him. I told him to go as far away as possible as he could get, and I went in the opposite direction. I got into witchcraft as rebellion and went down a really sad path. I was hurting myself a lot, multiple suicide attempts that ended in many hospital stays and a lot of pain for everybody around me. I was down here a few months ago, and my aunt and uncle were adopting a baby, and it wasn't born healthy, and everybody was very upset. And I went back to the hotel room that night, and I wanted to end it all. I was just really couldn't feel anything anymore. And I was listening to music, and something just told me, come to church. Come here, I need you. And I had heard about this church, and so I didn't know where else to go, and I was like, I'll try it out. And I showed up, and everyone was welcoming, and Lisa talked to me and showed me around, and people talked to me afterwards as well, and it just felt like a family, like everybody was there together. And everybody was happy to be there. It wasn't out of obligation, it was out of want. I came back down the week later because the baby had passed away, and I felt the need to come back to see if, I felt welcome there again, see if it was the same thing. And everybody was nice again, and Lisa came back up and talked to me again. I've never had that. No matter what church I've been to multiple, and to actually be welcomed and talked to by people who don't want anything from me. And since then, I've come back every week, and I've made friends. And it was that night that we had expressing, and I was sitting there, and we were singing, and Nick came down and did his spoken word poem, and I had believed that, I was completely broken. Jesus, he couldn't do anything with me, and that nothing could fix what I had gone through. And so I've been coming, and I had just been listening, kind of feeling something, but his poem, some of the words he said, it just resonated in me, and it made me feel like, even though I'm broken, that Jesus can still do something with me. And so I sat down that night, or after Nick was done, and I prayed, and I asked Jesus to take over, just send me where he wants me to go, because I'm giving it all up for him. I want him to be in control and not me anymore. I told him, and it was like all of a sudden, it was just happiness, like just peace. Ever since then, it hasn't left. It's no matter, like I could be, something can happen, I have Jesus there with me. I'm not alone. I mean, there's sadness, but it's not like a despair. I don't have complete despair, like nothing can ever go right again. I don't have nothing can fix this. It's okay, this is upsetting, this is sad, but there's a way to get through it. My name is Nikohlas Gedeon, and I'm getting baptized today to show that Jesus died on the cross for me, and that no matter what I'm going through, he will always be there beside me.